Yeah, let me know
I am recording.
so I can actually act like I'm not retarded.
I'm recording.
Oh, you fucker. I had it recorded now.
We're recording now.
Well, all I had was the audio.
Yeah, what, on the board?
Yeah. Fuck. I try to sneak it in there.
That's like the backup. Like, that's in case this doesn't capture the audio. We got it on there.
Okay.
All right. Well, I guess we'll start with a special shout out to Miles Moffett Construction. It's going to be a sponsor for this episode today. We have a special guest, Vince Mosca from Baltimore, Maryland, Team Ground Control. We're going to dive in a little bit more on who Vince is and how much of a kickboxing legend I would call him for the East Coast. He wouldn't say that. He's too humble, but that's what we're all going to stick with. Yeah, we got Nosa with us today, so it's going to be a great episode.
Always.
So, Vince, you are my current striking coach in my corner as well. You also corner a lot of other dudes. I'd say, well, how many fighters you got under you?
Fuck, man. Fair amount of amateurs. I have a handful of pros right now, but I mean, every year I have 4 or 5 new amateurs develop. So I'd say 15 that I consider fighters.
That's a lot.
And
That's
a handful
a lot.
of guys that are coming up for sure.
What's that like? Is that like how stressful is that to be able to do that? Because you're also a fighter. You also are an active fighter, professional fighter yourself.
Yes.
So how is all balancing all of that? Because I'm trying to do it myself.
So
It's
only
hard.
recently have I like somewhat been able to figure it out because for the longest time I was spreading myself too thin. I would have this guy this day, this guy this day, this guy doing this, and like I mentally can't give it that much attention if I have that many things. Tim Kang, the guy you've seen today, obviously, he's kind of taken more of a second role as a coach to where he'll run certain classes for me. He'll work with some of the more novice fighters to where I can put more of my like individualized attention towards the more advanced guys. That's helped me kind of like narrow in my coaching a little bit more instead of just kind of, because there was definitely a good amount of time I was spreading myself real thin. I only fight twice a year because it is literally fucking impossible to be a good full-time coach and a good full-time fighter.
I totally agree. It's so hard. I feel the same way all the time. I'm like, dude, am I not training enough?
Yeah.
Or am I not coaching enough? Like, what's more important?
Because otherwise, like I notice a drop-off in my fighters when I'm in camp. That's why I tell them for that 6 weeks you're not fighting. I need that 6 weeks to make sure I'm on point.
Okay.
But, like I'm a much better coach when I'm not fighting.
Do you want to fight more than twice a year?
Honestly, no. I fucking, between coaching and
Are
fighting.
you done? Are you done with it?
No, definitely not done. I'm still decent, but like I'm still
I
learning
know,
shit.
but like,
Yeah.
I mean, done, like, do you not care about your side of the competition? Do you just want to coach now?
No, I still love competing. I don't care to train as much as I used to. Not at all. I love competing. I get way more joy out of watching you guys win. But yeah, I want to do a couple more for sure. I still love fighting in Maryland. I still love having the rowdy ass Baltimore crowd with me. But, I also love developing guys too. I like developing guys that come in, crossing their feet, don't know what fucking hand they're supposed to use.
Yeah.
A year or two later, they're fucking good. You know,
Well, that is where I would definitely give you due credit is developing guys. I met Vince, what was it, 2 years ago?
2 or 3 about that.
Yeah, 2 years ago, I walked into the doors of Ground Control. I saw you on Instagram, and I knew about you. So I was like the kind of kid, dude, when I started at Stellar, it was like I dove in on all the tape, all the fighters, who was whose team, who was this, who was the shit.
Right.
And it was you who I heard about a lot, and then I started diving in and I started following you on Instagram, and I just started seeing all the shit you were posting. I was like, this is the guy right here. Like I understood the concepts that you were trying to portray, and like just watching you work was also like just fucking amazing to watch. But dude, I feel like in 2 years, my confidence level in my striking is like through the roof. I have not felt like this before, and it's because I've put together the concepts and with like the stuff that you went over today.
Yeah.
Like those basic ass fundamentals that you preach on are game changers. I feel like that people don't understand and stick with enough.
Right.
Like people just start to want to do their own shit. They want to focus on what they want to focus on, but like the stuff that I've been working with you for the past 2 years has helped me out tremendously. You've helped me come win a title. We've been in 3 fights now. I've had you in my corner, dude. And it's just been a complete game changer for me. So I really appreciate you and everything you've done for me, bringing me in with open arms. Shout out to Team Ground Control, John Rollo. You guys have really helped me and blessed me and hooked me up as a fighter. So I couldn't thank you and that team enough. And then your guys, man, watching them grow, you have
a wild team.
You have fucking killed it.
Your team's wild.
Dude. This guy's team is killers. I've never seen
characters there, man. It's
everything, the personalities, the fighting, the styles, the skills, the just everything about your team and your atmosphere. Like when you guys go places, you fuck shit up. Like it is so dope to watch. Like going to IKF and just sitting there watching you just have like
Just having fun
7 guys fight, having fun. You guys are fucking all drunk.
All the coaches are drunk as shit. Everybody's killing it, man. The guys win.
Dude, everybody's killing it. Like you guys are just getting body after body after body bags, dude. And it's just going. I've never seen anybody clear house like that. Like that's very impressive. And I hope that you understood that other people see that and watching that is like, dude, your shit's working.
Yeah, 100%.
Your shit is the shit.
Yeah, the recipe is there.
The recipe is there, dude. So fucking hats off to Vince Mosca, man. He's the shit.
Appreciate you.
So Vince, quick question.
What's up?
What does martial art mean for you? Like, what does it do for you? Why would you? I mean, we put our body through a lot, trying to do all that stuff, and we understand the consequences. But what does that mean for you? Like, what does it do for you?
Great question.
It gives me like a structure in life because, like, you know, I didn't really have that. I wasn't regimented growing up. I wasn't in school for very long. You know, I didn't have like normal jobs, shit like that. It gives me like a structure. Like I need to do this day, or else this won't work for me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it gives me a lot of structure. It gives me kind of just a way to live my life that makes me function at my best. So if that makes sense. For a while, I didn't consider myself a martial artist, but
that's what I wanted to ask.
Later on, yes, now I do because I live my life a certain way. Yes, I'm a.
There's an art to it.
Consider yourself a martial artist, not a
drunken
fighter.
piece of shit. And I'm occasional, you know.
Yeah.
Still like to fight and all that, but it's definitely given me a different way to live that is a lot more balanced than it would have been before.
So it's like kind of your way of life now. It's a culture for you.
When I'm done fighting, I'm still gonna hit the bag. I'm still gonna do road work. I'm still gonna coach. When I'm like well after my body is done, able to do that, just because that. I guess a martial arts.
The mental,
mentality.
yes.
That will always be a part of my life, no matter what. So.
Amen. Yeah, and I want to ask, like, so while training these fighters and getting them prepared for competition, like, what kind of speech do you give them a certain type of speech to get them pumped up? Is it just a training regimen, like you put them through so much pain?
So,
what's your structure like?
Me and Taylor talk about this sometimes because, like, I'm very close with a lot of the guys I coach.
Yeah.
I don't always have to be friends with somebody, but I also want to have like an individual relationship with them. Because if I'm going to coach you to fight, and I really don't give a shit about you, it's kind of a little hard for me to coach you to fight at that point. Right. So I have a good personal relationship with every single person that I coach. So I know how to talk to these people different. The way I talk to Taylor and the way I would talk to Tim are 2 different ways. You know, the way I would talk to you and the way I would talk to Sean are 2 different ways. Nothing preconceived. I'm pretty genuine in and out of the gym. But I do train people very hard. I'm sure you saw that in the seminar today. Everything we do is a little harder impact for sure. But if you guys are going to get into a cage or a ring to fight, I want you guys to be more than conditioned. But just knowing how to read people. Like I'm pretty good at like
strategy,
seeing strengths and weaknesses and shit like that. Yeah. So no, just having a personal relationship, knowing how to what makes somebody tick is a good thing. There's not one size fits all to coaching, in my opinion.
Yeah, because like you coach over 15 guys, so definitely individually, it just has everybody's different. They all probably have their fighting style. Do you like coach someone based on their fighting style? Or you just have the fundamentals that you just spread through.
So I have those like basic things that like me and Taylor have talked about, like the level changes, the feints, like the good tight fundamentals. But I do try to mold it around their strengths. Like you have like crazy fucking power naturally. Like Taylor moves very well. Like some guys aren't able to do some of those things you guys can athletically. You guys can have all the same tools, but you're going to use them differently. So I do like to mold people. Like it's like you give somebody the piece of clay, you can mold it any way you want. But there's going to be like certain things that are always going to be, part of that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
I notice that a lot when I watch you. When I come there and I'm sitting around the ring and I watch you work pads with your guys who got fights coming up.
Yeah.
I notice how so much differently each.
I hold very differently for everybody.
Wow. Yeah. I sat there
with like Cheese
one
and
night.
Keon.
Yeah. One night I watched you go Tim, Cheese, Keon, and then it was me, and I was like, why isn't he doing it? Because I saw you working something with Cheese that I was like, damn, I want to try that.
Yeah.
And you didn't do it with me.
Cheese
And
has
I was
that
like,
crazy.
what the fuck?
He can switch his stances. He's got the good dexterity. He plays around with like little taekwondo shit, and like I can't do that. But like,
I didn't notice that he's a stance switcher like that.
He just does it. Like it's just something he just.
So that
naturally
must
can
be
do.
he's really good at it because I didn't even see it.
But you know how like people are to where like they'll just switch stances for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
That was kind of how he was at first. Now it's like, okay, let's make this some sort of
Plan
intent
for a
behind
reason.
it.
Yeah.
So we do that with him. Tim doesn't switch stances. Tim's a little more, high guard. come
Orthodoxy.
forward.
Tim's a fucking dog.
Tim's
What a
fucking dog,
beast
yeah.
that
He's
you
a
have made
beast.
out of that kid.
He's a beast.
I love watching him fight.
Tim and Keon are a little more fundamentally sound, but a little more, like forward. So you have to work around that. You just don't want people running forward into shots. With you have good slick hands. You move well. MMA's part of
Keon
it.
reminds me the most of you.
Keon is mini me. 100%.
Yeah.
We talk about that all the time. If Keon was 190 pounds, he'd be a perfect sparring partner. And he still hits me like he's 190 pounds, but then I hit him, I'm like, oh, fuck, you're 160.
Yeah, I mean, that
Love
dude is,
that kid,
he reminds me of an anime character.
Dude,
literally.
That
Like, he
kid
just
is-
he has
he's
his
an
glasses
awesome,
on.
awesome
Fucking
kid.
no
He-
facial change.
Yeah, he has his glasses on. He's with his girl. He's just chilling.
He's like,
and
he's a veterinarian. He just loves animals, and then he's an absolute fucking savage.
that's the
He's
point.
a nerd on the fucking the big picture. But
I
he's a savage.
figured.
Yes.
Even the way he talks, he comes off as
So
like a real
quiet.
nerd. Yeah,
Yeah, he is.
but then don't fuck with him though.
No, he's a beast. He's a fucking beast, man. I love that kid so much.
Yeah. So yes, the thing. So with martial art, and how long have you been doing this now?
I'm 29 years old now. I started training when I was 15. I started doing. I did everything in reverse. I did boxing, then I did MMA, then I did kickboxing, then I went back to boxing.
15 years.
15 years. So I didn't really start taking it seriously until I was about 18, 19 years old because I was just being a dickhead. By the time I was 19 to 23, I fought a shit ton. I had 13 fights in 1 year. I had like 20 fights in over like a 3-year
13 fights in 1 year, and that's a mix of boxing, kickboxing,
Yeah, I did
MMA.
all of it at the same time.
Holy shit, dude!
So I did that because I just wanted experience. I sparred hard a lot, so I just wanted as much experience as possible. But when I was 23, it all caught up to me. I blew my shoulder, I blew my meniscus, and I had a concussion all within like a 3 to 4 month span. When the concussion happened, I was supposed to fight on Axis TV for Lion Fight, and that was when like Mark Cuban, the Dallas Mavericks.
I know all about that.
Yeah. So 3 weeks out, I had to pull out from that, and that just threw me into a fucking massive depression. Like I would
Wow.
like the sun would peek through my window, and I'd have to like close my eyes because like my fucking head was ringing so bad. Like I didn't spar for over 2 years. My shoulder was fucked for a while. Like I couldn't do a ton of road work. So
Wow.
naturally, I started coaching, but I was like a fat fucking coach that like nobody ever saw fight. So it's like fucking kind of
How? Wait. So rewind back. How long was this period
so
of your break and your like, injury recovery and
for
shit
the
that you
fighting,
weren't
I
training?
didn't 23 to 27. I didn't fight.
So for 4 years.
4 years I didn't fight. So I started like
Wow.
casually like moving around like 6 months later. I didn't spar for 2 years.
Wow.
What the fuck, dude? I
Yeah.
would have never guessed. That's why I
Yeah.
always wondered what happened because something didn't add up to me.
Yeah.
Because your skill level and how fucking good you are and how long you've been doing it, I was like, there's no way he doesn't have more fights or something. Like
Yeah,
there was a gap
I had
there.
a
and
massive gap.
I did
and
not know this.
Massive gap, lack of coaching or shitty coaching at one point kind of fucked me up a little bit.
Okay.
So then I started coaching myself, and then like I kind of started hopping into rounds here and there, and I was like, okay, there's something still there. So
Was this pre-ground control?
yeah, I coached at this one
Sorry, we want to know everything.
shithole of a gym in America called American Muay Thai in Parkville. It's a fucking joke, but like I don't give a fuck.
No, I don't either. Hey, let it rock.
What are
That's,
they gonna do?
that's what
But,
we're here for.
No, so I coached there for a while. We had a split. I was just running classes there, you know,
Okay.
and I noticed I had like a knack for coaching. Rollo called me when I was basically very public about myself leaving. And me and Rollo had plenty of dialogue over the years. I just didn't want to jump ship.
Loyalty.
Gave my loyalty to the wrong people, I've realized now. But whatever to Rollo's, and the first Saturday morning class I coached was 6 people. And it was like 3 of them, John Gray, Ellie, my ex-girlfriend at the time, and fucking Andrew Johnson. And like that was a guy I was already working with before. So it was like literally basically 3 other people.
Yeah, now you got fucking 45 people in
yeah.
there sometimes on a kickboxing.
So it
ring.
grew like super organically. But the fighting thing, it's just like, you know, with Brandon today, like Brandon wanted to hop in and hit pads. It's like, you watch it enough, you want to fucking get back to it. You're still competitive.
Yeah.
And so I'm still young. I'm still 29.
So this transition between AMT and to ground control was post depression, like 4-year span.
I mean, kind of. So like
Or in
my
the
last
middle
fight,
of
my
it.
last fight was under AMT, and the injury was under AMT, and I came back coaching under AMT.
You got injured in the fight.
No, I got injured in training. I had a minor car accident, and then hopped back. Like I had like 3 fights in a row. Like I said, I fought way too fucking much. I probably should have chilled out.
Yeah.
The car accident didn't really bother me, but then I started hopping into sparring too much. I was like, I got a little headache. Maybe I should chill out. Was just doing like hard Dutch drills, and
I think you're a superhero or something.
it just felt off, man. Like I just couldn't shake it for a while. And then it wasn't even like, it's like when a football player blows their knee and they don't want to really run anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's that mental. I didn't want to get hit for a couple of years, and like
Whoa.
fine with it now. But there was like a 2-3 year span. I was like, man, if I get hit in the fucking head, can I even take it anymore? Like, 'cause, like, if somebody would miss the mitt, I would like freak out. Like, oh fuck, I got another concussion. Like I had like PTSD over the shit.
I haven't experienced that shit yet because I noticed you're very weird, very protective and weary about the concussion and like CT head side of the game, which you have to be obviously as your great
like when
coach.
guys like spar, like if I see
Yeah.
him take a shot, you're not sparring for a while.
Yeah,
You know, so,
and
like,
I haven't experienced that in my life. Like my
good.
head, I think I have a hard ass head. I don't know what the fuck it is, but like dude, I've never like I know people tell me stories like they get a concussion from like light shit, right? And they just like they feel off for a few days or like dude, I got knocked the fuck out by Doug Addison, right? Folded on my ass, didn't remember the rest
of the next day. Yeah.
Didn't remember the rest of the night, didn't remember that whole night itself. All I remember is walking to the cage and then that was it, right?
One of those
I felt fine
things,
the next day.
If you'd have sparred 2 weeks later, you'd have probably got one. Like, it's one of those things, like, I didn't let my brain rest when there was already a little bit of an issue.
Oh, yeah.
I've been hitting the head with a baseball bat, bro. And, like,
it's usually not one shot that does it, though. It's usually just, like, one shot.
So it's like,
you do it
it's
again.
like,
yeah.
okay, so, like, football. You played football, too, didn't
Football,
you?
yeah, as a fullback.
That's probably why. Yeah, that has something to do with it.
Yeah.
But continue. I'm sorry. Like, I just love fucking ask you questions.
No, you're fine. That's where, AMT, I had a fight. Won the fight by knockout, but I was sparring a lot leading up to the fight. Had to find my own sparring because the coaches there didn't believe in sparring and couldn't fight.
Didn't believe in sparring?
I don't know. It was like once a month type thing. I had to find my own sparring. Yeah, they were self as shit. But like, so get ready for this fight, a lion fight. Minor car accident happened somewhere in there, and the drills happened. So the concussion keeps me out for about 3 to 4 months. The instructor at the time was overseas in the military, so I couldn't really help him run his classes until I got back. When I came back, I started running the classes. That's when I kind of felt comfortable coaching. Long story short, that ended. Went to ground control.
6 people in the class.
6 people in the class. About a year later, we actually got fighters coming out of the gym. Like, we had like legit national champions.
And none of those people in that class had fights.
First class.
No, like a lot of those guys honestly phased out because like, at ground control at that point, like this was post like Henry Smith. Like Henry Smith wasn't there anymore.
Okay.
It was really just a warm up for jiu-jitsu. It wasn't a real.
So there was no stand-up program for ground control.
No, there wasn't. Like, it was, but it was either like.
But you guys had so many great fighters, like Binky
and then the MMA fighters were great, but like they would have their own individualized coaching. They would have their own fight team stuff. There wasn't a kickboxing program at all. No.
So who the fuck would they spar?
I mean, Owings Mills had the decent, the good coaches, Paul and Vu. Like, they're good. You had like Tucker and Jesse up there, and like. I mean, the striking was never the focal point. Like, it's still got it. Like, we still.
And it's still not. I feel like that. Like, I feel
to get it there for sure. I mean, we got some guys like coming up that are like good. You know what I mean? But
I just don't understand why like they don't. Why like the other? I don't understand how the other location doesn't come as much. Like I come there all the time, and like, you would think for your Muay Thai class that like.
I don't know, man. Everybody's got their things. I don't step. I mean, I help the people that want to be out there. Other than that, I don't.
I get it. I get it.
It's my place to tell people what to do.
Yeah, and this, I mean, jiu-jitsu, people like jiu-jitsu because I mean it's less of
impact.
a hassle, impact, and with striking, you got to be a psycho to actually want to get hit for some reason.
I said that today in the seminar, and I didn't mean to like. I don't know if like people there don't spar. I don't know. There's anywhere we go. It's just like if you don't ever want to spar, like you're just doing aerobics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
who said that perfectly? Joe Rogan said it, and DiMatteo, the guy who trained Mike Tyson.
Okay.
He said if you're a fighter, you have to fight all the time.
Yeah.
Sparring, whatever, you got to be doing something to fight.
And I understand if people don't have like the desire to do that, but like if you want to fight, you say you want to fight, it's like you have to fucking fight. Like it's kind of
yeah. Well, that's my thought press behind the whole like Vince, you're. I couldn't sit here, and it's no disrespect, but I couldn't sit here and say anybody else who's a better striker than you that I've met, right? So why would you not want to go train and learn with the person who's better than you? That's like the whole blueprint. Yeah. That's the whole blueprint that like all the greats have left for you is like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. Like you want to get good, like you chase the motherfucker who is good. Like you chase that tail. Like that's who you want to be around all the time. So it's just kind of you're kind of you're just contradicting the fact that you want to be this great fighter and be great at this and be great in all aspects, but you're not training with who's the best in that aspect and that discipline.
And I'm still learning, and that's what I think like fighting still helps me because I'm still learning. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not the same coach I was 2 years ago. I'm going to be better in 2 years. You know what I mean? So I'm getting experience, which is good. But yeah, I know some people like kicking because it's pretty. I don't know, man.
Fighting keeps evolving, so there's always something new.
There's always something new. Yeah,
it keeps evolving. There's always something new.
Like you see these coaches that are like fucking 50 years old. They're fat as fuck, and it's like, dude, like you haven't trained in 20 years. Like what the fuck are you still
just holding pads?
You're watching YouTube and then like making it your own thing. Like I don't know, man. It's weird out here, man. It's definitely weird.
So I guess Vince, you don't support the fact that if you haven't done it, there's no way you should be teaching it.
No.
I don't know. I mean. Let me ask you. I mean, you fight. I mean, like, would you want somebody in your corner that's never actually been in that
No.
That's the stupidest shit I've ever fucking heard of.
I'm not saying if you never.
That's like taking your car to a mechanic who's never worked on a car before.
Who's never drove
like
a
what
car.
the
No,
fuck? Yeah,
no.
like-
It's here's the thing. It's a thing of, do you trust the person enough? Like DiMatteo and Mike Tyson, for instance.
Yeah.
The dude never actually.
Trust never fall.
Yeah.
Greg Jackson, I believe, never fought.
that is, you know what? That is.
That's what I'm saying.
true.
Like you can
That's
have
what I'm
plenty of
saying.
knowledge. That's what I'm saying.
That
Like you
is
can't.
true.
You know, you can't.
Because it's
say
a
that-
science to it.
That's those once in a lifetime stories though.
And it's like, you know, football players, like the best football coaches are not football players, like good football players, excuse me, but they probably played football. Odds are these guys trained at some point, so I can't like say that. But I mean, again, for me, if you've never been
Fighting's
in that,
a little different.
yeah, if you've never been in that,
Fighting's
how can I listen to you? Like, you've
it's a
never been-
different that euphoric place that you go into in a fight.
Yeah.
If you haven't dove into there yet,
Yeah. How can you tell me?
can't
like,
tell somebody
you're not
how
tired,
it's gonna
like, bro,
be.
you've never been.
Yeah, you don't know
Like,
how it really works.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a different ballgame.
That's what Matt
100%.
Serra said on The Ultimate Fighter. He's like, it's like you're teaching somebody how to swim, but you've never been in a fucking pool. It's like, so I don't know.
That's a good, solid
So
point.
for going back to when you said you had that depression era, how did you get out? What was that? Was there at one point? Was there that one situation that happened and you're like, yeah, I gotta wake up?
It was rough, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. That was probably like the shittiest time of my life because there was so much other life shit that happened at one point. Like my dad was like, on top of that, my dad was a year away from retiring. Some bullshit happened. He lost his job at the time. BG&E, we basically had to restart from nothing. My mother was super sick. I was going through like a bunch of shit while I literally had no outlet at all. I physically couldn't move without getting nauseous. So it's like little things would like get better that would give me like hope. You know, like I could walk outside without sunglasses on. That was nice. I could start training again. That was good. Like he got his shit together again after that. That was good. Like never fully like, you know, it's like, oh, I'm fucking fine now. You know what I mean? But little bit of progress, just kind of keeping like a positive mindset, keeping people around me. Like, I definitely had a really good support system with my friends and shit.
Okay.
Kept my brain on straight. Because if I didn't have the right people around me and things kept going wrong, I have no idea where it would have ended at that point. But no, it's just little progress here. Like just over time, it got a little bit better. Like there's been times over the years I'm like, okay, I'm finally out of this. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah, it took a little bit of time, sure.
All right.
Man, my buddy's been through that. Like the whole like sunglass. Like it's been 2 years after a car accident. Still wears sunglasses every time. He can't not. He gets like fucked up.
There's a couple.
It's so
people I
crazy
coach.
that it works like that, bro. Like that's wild.
And
Like, you
it's
get
just hard
nauseous and
because
shit.
like you know like I don't think I'm putting anything. I don't want to put a name out there, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna say it, but like there's a guy that I coach right now that is going through something similar, and it's like imagine like you're winning fights, you're training, you have that outlet, you have that thing that you're very fucking good at, and like just out of nowhere, like
that shit hit me deep when you told me that.
You can't
shit,
walk
bro.
on a fucking treadmill without getting nauseous. You can't show up to class and jump rope because your head hurts. It's like imagine that. Like you just gotta sit in your dark.
I couldn't. That's why I'm like, what the fuck?
That's what I'm saying. Like it's like it was rough. Like it was definitely rough, you know what I mean?
Your buddy's still gonna humble you every time.
Yeah. It is.
Because I think sometimes fighters we need the ego, so that's superhero mentality. But then nature just tells you like, nah.
Especially the
like,
brain. It's not like a
you can't do
shoulder
that.
to where you're like, fuck this. But like the brain, it's like, man, it's just fucking.
That's how you
with
operate.
It's fucking.
Yeah.
That's how you
don't get
fucking
another one,
operate,
yeah.
dog. Like, the fact that you just like are out of it, like you can't even pay attention or
You can't
focus,
fix your
like-
brain. You can get knee surgery, all that shit. You can do rehab, but your brain is your brain.
Yeah.
You get it fucked. You get it fucked.
It never gets 100% back to it. That's why heavyweight. I think the heavyweights for boxers, they actually are one of the people who gets it the highest after retirement. Heavyweights
Imagine get hit by a truck over and over again.
Yeah. There was this guy who was Nigerian. He was one of the best heavyweights to ever exist, but he was just going crazy, gradually going crazy.
Yeah.
At the end of his career, he actually went to jail, came back.
That's CTE, right?
Yeah.
That's what that
Yeah, I mean, like I ask you guys. I mean, like I don't know. I know Taylor more than you as far as fighting is concerned. But like for you guys, do you guys get concerned about that? Because like they say every time I watch the concussion documentary, with like Will Smith, which is
That shit will fuck you
the
up. I
worst
heard.
fucking thing I should ever watch.
Yeah, I heard it fucks you up when you watch that.
Yeah, so like the definition of a concussion, like medically, is like if you see stars. How many times have you guys fucking seen stars in your life?
Oh.
Wait, hold up.
Like if I jab you right here and you see stars, that is
Wait. You mean every time I get hit, or just like sometimes I'm walking and my blood pressure?
No,
feels like
that's
getting
completely irrelevant. I'm saying that
Okay, that's
hit.
what I'm talking about. I'm about to say
no.
because because sometimes like right now I look up and I just see stars.
Nah, one of the
that
old,
should
one
be
of the old,
happening to me, bro.
one
Like
of the
what
old
the
jiu-jitsu
fuck?
guys that works at the gym and like this is like common knowledge.
You mean just getting hit?
Yeah, but like one of the old guys that worked at the gym, he's Sean Sousa's jiu-jitsu coach. He basically laid it out for me. It's common knowledge, but it's like he just really like put it into my head. It's like the subconcussive hits are what fuck you up more. It's like guys like Alistair Overeem, they get completely starched out. They speak totally fine. It's the guys like fucking. Let me think of a guy like Matt Brown. We just saw. It's
Or
like,
Nate Diaz.
Nate Diaz. How many times have they been fucking touched? And like
Yeah.
they have a chin, but like it's like how many times have you seen stars? How many sparring wars? How many fights? It's like, does that worry you guys ever
It's
down the
kind of-
line? Or is
I
it-
do.
It's kind of mind blowing. Like
Yeah.
that. How many times you watch Nate Diaz get fucking
Do you ever look for your fucking
tagged
keys
up
and you
and he's
can't
a-
find your
and he's-
fucking
he's
keys and they're
fu-
in the refrigerator somewhere? It's like, bro, it's fucking like this. What the fuck?
And then
is
he
this?
smokes a lot of weed, which
Yeah,
part
yeah.
actually gives
I misplaced
memory
my shit.
problem.
Dude. Like, how many times me and you have talked and literally forgot our conversation?
I do it literally all the time.
I do
but
it every day.
I try to see. My thing is I try to avoid the whole CTE thing. Like I get it's there, it's real. I just tell myself like that's normal. People forget shit.
Yes.
I just try to say like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
cool. Like I forgot where my phone at right now,
Yeah.
or what were we just talking about?
But over time,
Like,
it
hey.
develops into more like impulsive bullshit.
Schizophrenia and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's a little scary, but it's also like you have to do some cool shit.
Look,
You gotta do what you
here's the
love.
thing. I was listening to a podcast of, I think I told Taylor before, of a pilot. The guy flies like, we're talking about like the high jets that go bomb like other nations and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
The guy doesn't hear on one side of his ear, like almost like that side is dead. He said he already knew something was gonna get fucked up when he chose
Yeah.
that job. I mean,
Okay.
you're going in nuts when you're
Right.
you're way past miles per hour.
Your
kilometer.
body,
You're going
past
like,
your body's
fucking-
limit.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So he's like, he knew this was gonna happen when he chose this job. He said, but how many people get to fly?
Right, right. Do cool ass shit.
How many people
I
get
mean,
to fly stuff like that?
Yeah, yeah,
So it's
yeah.
just one of those. You're gonna die anyway.
Yeah,
so
it's, I mean, you want to just fucking like just do this behind a computer all fucking day and die when you're 60 with some fat fucking wife. Like, nobody like, I have some fat cunt wife at the house. Yeah,
Right, and honestly, you don't even know if you actually live a safe life, you get died by an
you're gonna
accident
die
over
anyway.
over
Yeah,
someone who actually he's been flying jet.
Like,
and
I'm
he's
not
still
saying
alive.
like shoot up and like jerk off in public,
Oh.
get shot by the police. I'm just saying like, do some cool shit with yourself. I don't know.
Yeah, true.
Don't
true.
jerk off in public.
You only
Or
get
do, I
one.
don't
You only
care.
get one chance at this, so
Yeah,
you
yeah,
might as well
yeah.
do something cool.
Do some cool shit. Yeah. Right,
Yep,
right.
yep.
I totally.
So,
agree.
what's your? I mean, bees are the fact that you're a fighter. What's your current view of the whole fight game right now, from where the UFC was and where it's at? What's your whole view? Do you think the art is going away, giving way to the whole trend, publicity,
Yeah.
PPV, the hype?
Yeah, yeah,
Are we? Do you think that the art is giving way to that?
I think of the burp. I definitely think fighters now, like, there's so many opportunities to make money in the sports, whether it's boxing,
Okay.
MMA, whatever. I have to burp. Fuck my life. All right, whatever. Fuck, I have to fucking burp. Jesus Christ.
Get it out. Get it out, bro. Just get it
But
out.
no, there's a lot of opportunities because I mean, like the UFC, like they have a fucking card every week. Like,
Yeah.
you read the card. Like I follow the UFC pretty hard. Like I'm sure you guys do.
Yeah.
I don't know half the fucking names on this card.
Facts.
This card today is actually not bad, but there's so many opportunities to make money in the UFC, at the local scene, the PFL, the Bellator, all that shit.
Yeah.
Boxing, especially boxing, pays well, but you need to be like kind of good with the social media shit now, and I feel like that's
Yeah.
almost
Marketing.
more important. And like I'm learning that from like you guys and Brandon and all that.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
It sucks.
to me, it's
it
like
sucks.
It's
for
like I don't like the idea of taking a picture.
don't
of it.
either.
I think it's fucking corny. Like I just,
Me
like,
too.
But
I
you
hated
have
it.
to do it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Because like it's part of what we do now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like people care more about like followers than records.
this is how you need to think of it. So what helped me with it is thinking about it as like you just want to show people what you love to do.
Yeah.
This is you. This is what you do, and the only reason you're trying to show it is because like this is there. What else are you fucking doing it for?
Right,
Like you know what I mean? Like this is your way to express to other people, not just yourself. Like your craft.
Well, like maybe it
Like-
sounds like very like unbalanced for me to say this, but like with fighting, I get it. Like it's like if you guys post a picture, like, oh, I just fucking did this. Like it's like I get it. That's cool.
Oh, you mean like the corny, sappy shit?
No, you see like just people just doing it casually. Like fucking like people use Instagram for like this like corny influence shit. It's like the corniest shit in the world. It has nothing to do with fighting. It's like people fucking post pictures of their food or they post pictures of them on a plane. It's like, and they have
Oh
like, a
yeah,
bunch
and
of
then throwing subs
and
to
then
the people. Yeah.
I feel like that douchebag, but I've realized like no, I'm doing this for a reason. But like I don't know, just something about it always kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Yeah.
Right.
What do you think of
right.
Conor McGregor's Instagram?
I think he does a lot of cocaine.
Yeah, okay.
There's a
But like,
fact.
do you think that? But I think that it's. But like,
Facts.
his shit is funny. It's funny.
Dude, I think it's funny.
It's
'cause
funny. It's
It's gonna be
entertainment.
funny until he like chokes his wife to death one day.
He ain't, I don't
Right.
think he's that kind of guy.
You don't know.
I
We don't
mean,
know.
I feel like it would have been like something
Crazy
that-
Irish dude does a lot of cocaine at the height of his popularity, gets hit in the head for a living. You don't think something weird can happen out of that?
Right.
I'm not saying he's gonna choke his wife. I'm just saying we could just be watching.
It probably could, but I'm just a
public
McGregor.
suicide.
I'm a McGregor
I love
fanboy,
Conor. I
so
love
He
Conor.
loves McGregor. He
I'm gonna
loves
just
him.
believe
I
that
still love
dude's
Conor.
that dude's the god. He's gonna be great. You know, he's the
It's
greatest.
crazy watching Michael
already
Chandler
great.
do these insane workouts literally day to day, and then Connor's just fucking on Instagram like fucking just zoinked out of his fucking mind. Dude. It's awesome. It's
What
funny.
if he isn't?
He's
Like,
so
what if
weird.
What if he just like that is? He's so just amped of a person. Like, what if they like there was a way for them?
Have you
to
ever seen
prove-
his old pictures? He's never been like that. He
I
does-
know that's what I'm saying, but like, what if it wasn't that? Like, what if he just is like just
Hyped.
yeah, just like
So
I feel like
naturally
I feel like to live. I get it. He's rich. You know what I mean? He's around the everybody thinks he's the coolest, best person. They want to party with.
Yeah, but
him.
imagine being the
Conor.
coolest guy. You own a fucking $1 billion whiskey fucking bottle, and like, dude, anywhere you go, you're drinking for free. You're doing the best cocaine for free. You're fucking
Right.
yeah. It's like,
Yeah, but like, why would you risk?
I mean, how many times has he fought in the last 4 years? I mean, he's
I don't
really
mean
missed it.
I'm talking about I'm not talking about the drug test because like he goes clean for drug tests. Like I
Talking
don't
about
think he's a
steroids. Or are we
cheater.
talking about cocaine?
I'm talking about cocaine, but
Cocaine's in your system for like a day. I mean,
I get. I mean, yeah, but like, what happens if like, dude, like, what happens if Yo like overdoses or something on it? Like, that is not an unlikely possibility. Like, you are that rich, you got all this alcohol, you
No,
got all this
100%.
money, you're out partying hard. One night you could wake up in a fucking hospital and realize that your fucking life's before your eyes. Like,
I mean, I guess we got to go back to our original conversation. You live once, right? I mean,
Right.
Imagine having Conor McGregor money and fucking. I'm not saying it's right. I'm
Yeah.
just saying like it's just the reality.
it just couldn't be me. I don't care how much money I have.
should- no, it
I'm
should
not
never
that
be.
stupid. I wouldn't be able to because you can like that's something you couldn't wake up from one day.
Oh, yeah.
You lose it all. Everything you've worked for, it's gone.
yeah.
Do you think money influences you, or money just brings out what already was fucking in you?
Second.
I think the people around you influence you, and you control the
one
people
that.
around
I
you.
agree with that.
Yeah,
you
you
control
do.
the people around
The people
you.
you choose to actually
are
hang
the
out
people
with.
around.
If
I agree
you
with that.
if you want to be around people who allow you to fucking do tons of cocaine and still train and fight, then I think you are surrounding yourself with the wrong people who
Right.
aren't focused on you being in your best interest.
It'll be super interesting when Conor's completely done fighting, just to like hear how he actually views this timeline. Because I'm
His
sure
whole
he'll
life
say a
story.
lot.
Yeah.
Not even his life story, but just like this timeline right
You see the new documentary coming out?
on Netflix. But it's
Ooh.
not going to be like
I know,
about
I know,
this. You know
I
what I mean?
know.
I really want to see
The
that case
deep
like
shit.
I was doing coke before I fucking fought
Yeah,
Michael Chandler.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like him openly
And I'll
admitting
be
shit.
honest,
Yeah,
I think it's too early for a documentary.
he'll go on a
100%
podcast.
way too
yeah,
early.
it's too early for a
Because
documentary.
he's still going. It's like it has to be when he ends. Right
No,
now,
he-
it's just going
right.
to be.
This will be what happened. He'll go on a podcast when it's all over, like Joe Rogan's, because he hasn't been. Like, dude, the biggest name in this fight, he hasn't even been on Joe Rogan's
He's
podcast.
been on like he's been on Ariel Helwani, but this is before.
That's like, and that's like phone interviews where he asks him average
yeah.
questions. Like
Yeah.
somebody like Joe Rogan's gonna break his life down.
Yeah.
Like kind of how we're trying to do right now with you. Like he's gonna be like, yo, and he's gonna feel just the same way you are, the comfortability to be able to just come forward and be like, hey, this is who I am.
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is me.
yeah.
Because there's no shame in it. Like at the end of the day, like nobody can say that they did. No matter all the things he could have done, whatever. Like it's Conor McGregor. He did some great shit. He changed.
did.
He
Oh, yeah,
revolutionized our sport. He's a fucking huge
an
character
icon.
in the game.
Yeah, he is.
He's an
he's the
icon.
king. He's one of the kings of the fight game.
But you know something with every icon, you're always fucked up in the head.
Yeah. You can't get to that height without fucking up. somewhere.
Yep. It's part of the crazy.
No, 100%. They're not ordinary people at all.
Okay, so let's get back to you got back into fighting
Yep.
and you started. Did you go back into MMA or only kickboxing?
So I came back, started sparring again. Came back. For some reason, I just put myself out for like a world title fight in Mexico. It was Muay Thai. And
I think I've seen this.
yeah, and like the fight, like COVID fucked the fight up. 9 different opponent changes. It just never happened.
Oh yeah, I remember that whole fucking
Yeah, whole
bullshit.
This is when
I
started training
hated that
this is when
every
I
time he
started training
posted
with,
that.
yeah, it was fucking ridiculous. I was really looking forward to it too. Started training with Pat, and like we were going between boxing and kickboxing. Like we didn't really know what we wanted to do. Took a fight in Muay Thai, and then after that, it just worked out better for me and Pat just to try boxing. I was really just trying to, just like it was easier for my style anyway at that point. There was not a lot of whole kickboxing opportunities in the States. MMA didn't really interest me, A, because I don't really like it, but B, because like the shoulders with the grappling, like I didn't want my shoulders to blow again. I had this pec completely blown, and I did not get surgery on it. It's fine now, but like certain positions will fuck it up a little bit. I think if I were to be really good at one sport, it'd probably be MMA. But like I have a purple belt jiu-jitsu. I know how to move my feet a little bit. But yeah, like the first fight we did, I won a state title in boxing. We went pro. I got to fight in my hometown twice. We sold the place out. It went well. A little easier on my body, maybe a little harder on my brain. But yeah,
Boxing?
Boxing, yeah, 100%. It's easier on my body. It's a hard sport to learn. It's more of an art for sure, but like a little easier on my body. I don't have the impact on my shins and my arms and shit like that anymore. Like every kickboxing fight I ever had, I feel like I got into a car accident.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, kickboxing.
Yeah, even if it lasts fucking one round.
starch them out.
One
Yeah,
round, it's still like the
Yeah.
next day you feel like I hit by a truck. A lot of people don't understand that.
No, they don't at all.
I
Especially like,
had air bubbles in my sheen.
I bet.
Dude, my shoulders hurt really bad from how hard I throw
Yeah.
after fights.
too.
Like my shoulders, I can't even like really move them
Yeah.
for like a week or two.
my neck, my shoulders,
Yeah.
my shins for sure. But yeah, no, the first goal was Muay Thai, but then was boxing.
Why don't you? What's your thing with jujitsu? Do you not like it?
So I like rolling, dude. Like I don't know, like you've seen how
I'm
I
the
coach.
same way.
I coach.
Like the
I coach
rolling.
like we're doing this, do it. Jiu-jitsu is like it's a little slower. And it's like if I'm one of those guys, I like to roll. I like to roll.
You don't
with
like
good
doing class.
Yeah, but that's like a fucked up mentality.
I'm the
It's
same-
like
I'm the same
yeah, but it's
way,
like the
though.
striker that just wants to spar.
I'm the same way.
It's like they're not gonna get better doing that.
I love
Yeah,
to roll.
that's true.
Grappling is fun. It's fun.
It is,
But
it is.
sitting there in class and learning a dumbass half guard escape
No,
sucks.
it sucks.
But-
It sucks.
I'm different though. I kind of like drilling now.
Yeah, everybody's there. Every fighter's
It's
different.
different.
I like
it's-
drilling.
Yeah, you probably have like a mind that can break things down a
He's
little
all
better than I can. I'm
spiritual
just
and
fucking
shit.
here, you know?
I actually
He's
don't
all
like.
spiritual and shit. We just
So,
want to fuck shit up.
I initially when I started, I loved rolling, but now I'm kind of like I kind of got into it now. It's just part of my life. I
Right.
almost see it as the part where, especially when JSP said it, he said when he drills, he takes his time
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do every move slowly.
Every intricate. Yeah.
And when I added that philosophy to my game now, I'm like, okay, the only way I could get this down is by drilling.
Right.
And so literally, I would roll just once or twice, but
Okay.
I would find someone who could at least help me drill over and over
Yeah,
again.
I mean that's what's gonna make you better too, not just rolling. Because rolling, you're just working out. Like,
And then Miles said something one day to me. He was like, "Killers." He always says, "He said, drillers make killers."
no, 100%.
So it's about the drill for me now.
Yeah.
I mean, I like rolling. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just if I could just find someone who could just do it slowly all day long and go home without no injury,
Right, right.
nothing, just clearly just drill.
Drilling's 100%. Striking or grappling, the best way to get better. Like rolling, sparring, you're just working out, taking damage. You know what I mean?
There was this boxer. He's a Mexican great. I've forgotten his name. What's the best Mexican boxers? There are like 3 of them.
Julio Cesar Chavez.
Julio Cesar Chavez. He doesn't do bag work. I heard
Yeah,
that. Yeah, he
spars.
did. Yeah, he just spars.
That's James Toney.
10 rounds a day.
James Toney's another guy who spars way into shit.
That was crazy.
It's why like Sean Strickland's a guy in MMA now too. He just spars. It's why his defense is so sharp.
Yeah,
But
10 rounds a day.
you're not really developing a lot of skills at that point.
Because you're not
Also
drilling.
destroying your body. I feel like sparring a lot like that.
I mean, I would assume he's not taking a ton of damage because like guys like Strickland and Tony had great defense, but it's like there's so many other ways to get into shape.
Right. And like body mechanics to get used to
Yeah,
doing certain
You
things.
generate punching power by hitting the bag. Like you generate, all that shit. You have to develop skills before you spar, in my opinion. But like
But
these
I mean,
guys are good. So.
We saw the difference. I mean, Alex Pereira and Strickland.
Yeah, Pereira hits the bag.
Pereira hits the bag, yeah, and he hit him like a bag too.
Yeah, there's definitely levels to all of this shit for sure.
Right.
Sure.
So basically, you as a fighter, you could train however you want, as
Right.
long as it's effective.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of
But
different ways
there's
to
still
do it.
fundamentals, to how you get things right.
Yes, 100%,
Okay.
100%,
Okay.
100%.
Okay. And so you agree that you the art is being taken away and giving way to the publicity whole part of the game.
It's starting to seem like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Because
Because
even in
even
MMA,
boxing-
like guys that get like title shots are like they're number 8 in the world, but it's like Sean O'Malley type guys.
Right.
I get he beat Piotr Jan, but like who did he beat before that? I don't know.
You don't know. It's not the publicity. You don't like the how people can skip the line.
I'm not even saying I
You're-
don't
you're
like it. Like, I'm saying if you
earn your place.
if you can generate like in the end the title is prize fighting. Like you know what I'm saying? So like
yeah.
I
generate
think you
more
don't like
eyes.
that though. You think
no,
it should
honestly,
be
I don't
the
have
baddest man.
I don't actually like have an issue with Jake Paul.
Oh,
I
really?
think Jake Paul's fine.
What?
Because like if you can generate that many eyes, that means everybody's getting paid.
It's good for the sport.
Yeah, so like
Great
that
for
guy
sport.
that would have never boxed before is now wanting to box. You know, what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I don't actually have any sort of issue with that. I'm just saying that's what.
That's a
seems
good
be
side to it.
So,
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to like. I mean, because boxing back in the day, for instance, when 2 top boxers were fighting, I mean, there was hype behind it, but you
Yeah.
were gonna get a great match.
Good fight. Yeah.
Yeah, but now it's like
an
there's
event.
so much
Everything's an event.
hype, but it's just an
Yeah.
event. It's like 2 musicians performing and stuff.
Exactly.
Now you gotta go home like, oh yeah,
It's a whole event. It's not always like the best 2 fighters. Yeah, 100%.
good, cool. And how about the Eastern Shore? What do you see in the future for the fight game down here?
I don't
Great
know.
question.
So maybe I'm not the most qualified guy to answer this. it seemed for me like for years like it was always a little behind some of the other bigger spots of the East Coast as far as like the talent level and shit like that. It seems like Brandon and like Mike Ott was another guy I like a lot that have done like a really good job growing the program. Like I remember like when SBY started, from my far away knowledge, the only fighter I knew about was Brandon.
Yeah.
And then him. And
It was
then,
just me and Brandon.
yeah.
For Vince, before 3 years, my only sparring partner was Brandon.
Yeah.
I trained with one person for 3 years.
And that's like one of those things now, like today, like you guys are at a fucking beautiful gym. You guys let my stupid ass fucking let you guys kick in the legs. You guys have good amateurs coming up like Nosa. You got guys like Scott. You got guys like, name a couple guys because I'm.
Nosa, Scott,
Sam.
Shout your guys.
Sam.
I like Sam's style.
shout
Sam's got
out.
a real nice little tie style. I like him.
Fucking.
Kid that fought on the last Stellar.
Lumison's been making some improvements.
Lumison's good. Lumison's
Yeah,
a good
Lumison's
striker.
been making some great improvements. He's just getting he's not getting the lucky end of the stick in
Me
the
and
cage
Lumison
lately.
talked at the last fight, and I think he's just like me. It's like, dude, like training for a fight when the whole camp is like, all right, Lumison, start on your back, work your way up. It's like, dude, it's not fun to train for.
Because that's what we train. Because, bro, but that's what
why I
you
stopped
lose.
doing
Situation
It's
of
like,
training.
but that's why you lose.
Yeah.
But that's why I stopped doing MMA, because that was every camp, and it was like it wasn't fun. Like I was like, I'm not gonna be the guy that's like, oh, this fucking douchebag keeps taking me down. It's like, no, just fucking
Okay,
do
that's a
kickboxing.
fair.
So Lumison touched that guy last fight, and the guy was fucking.
How about you get your fucking takedown defense so good
I get it, but or you can
that you can have fun camps?
But I'll be honest. Look, I kind of second that idea. I love
Right.
kickboxing more than
Kickbox-
just
100%,
MMA. Yeah, we could just bang out and go home.
And it's more-
I don't want
it's
to be on the
more-
floor. I really don't want to be on the floor.
And this doesn't even make any sense, but like I like jiu-jitsu, I like kickboxing, I like boxing. I don't love it.
You like them separate.
I don't like, cause I don't think it's a specialty.
Yes.
I think it's more of just a mashed up street fight. And like I get it, but like how many MMA fighters with good records do we know that are just shit? They're not talented anywhere. They can't
Right.
strike, they can't roll. They suck, but they have like a decent record. You know?
No, I agree.
Like they're not specialists anywhere. They
Because
could-
it's almost situational. Like
100%,
a guy
yeah.
who has no striking at all
Yeah.
would just come take someone down
Yeah.
and just submit them.
you probably know like 3 or 4 high school wrestlers that could roll off the mat right now and probably win a couple amateur fights.
Yeah,
Right.
100%.
Could not tie their fucking shoes, could not tie their gloves. Like they fucking just might out wrestle. Like you might have a guy that just has fuck you power, knock 2 or 3.
That
guys
was like the exact fight in PA when the dude just laid on you.
that was the
that was some bullshit.
Yeah, he just took Taylor down and just
I think
laid on him.
that guy's literally like what 5-0 now.
Yeah.
I guess,
That
yeah.
guy
He's
could
fought
not-
some bums before me, though. He's a pussy.
Like I
He's a
think if he
fucking
hit
pussy.
you while you were taking a nap, you would not wake up. Like he's an absolute bitch.
Yeah, straight up.
Taylor
straight-
clocked him with an uppercut.
Bro,
Straight- Vince, I'm saying it to this kid, bro. He's laying in my guard. I'm saying it to him just to get him to react.
And I
That's
saw
how
it in
you-
Lumison's last fight because they had the same opponent, and like Lumison touched him, and the guy was like, I understand it. Like if the guy's touching you up, you want to take him down and submit him. Like, it's part of the sport. I get it, but I think
At least try to throw something.
yeah, I don't know.
Even Sean, that's how Sean won. He hit the guy, and the guy did a sloppy takedown. And got
Our
into
Sean, the
yeah,
last
Sean,
fight?
yeah, and he got
Yeah,
into a
last
guillotine.
fight.
Yeah,
That the light skinned kid that we had.
He looked good, like with his hands, right? Like,
I think his hands were a little rough that night. I think
He
he
was
just
wild.
he was overcommitting, doing the
Shorter
right
guys,
outside.
he was
Shorter guy?
overwhelmed.
Nah.
I think it was his first
He
fight.
was my size, my height. He's a bigger dude up top,
yeah,
light skinned dude.
I like the way Anthony looked, Jackson.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you couldn't not like that. I mean, I don't like certain things that he does, like because he.
I mean, he's still green, he's still raw. But
Yeah, he's
got,
green.
Like, he's got like
Yeah,
that.
he's green.
He's,
I'm
he's
just a
got that
perfectionist.
little fuck you power to him.
Anthony's
Yeah.
a freak.
yeah, yeah.
I held pads for him that one time we were down PA, and I was like, oh, you fucking strong as shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
imagine
yeah,
if
he's an
a
athlete.
guy like that worked with you for like 2-3 months straight.
I'd make that guy a motherfucker.
And he,
I know.
for,
You'd make
for
him a
his size,
Pereira.
he moves fast.
I told
he
him
looks
this.
good. Like,
yeah,
he's
for his
very
size, he
crisp.
moved very fast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd make
and he
that
has
guy.
the bouncy style too.
He does. He's athletic. You can tell. Yeah.
Athletic as fuck. He's great at every single sport he's ever played. Amazing.
He's like me.
Like
Yeah.
next level amazing. Could have gone college for all of them.
I believe it.
Yeah, he's one of those dudes.
Me too.
It's MMA. It's
I believe it.
It's fighting the only sport you've ever done. Do you ever like?
So
do any
I was
other
really
thing?
good at baseball growing up.
Okay.
Shut up. You're a baseball
Really
player?
good baseball player. Yeah, I was really solid. I went to like 1 million camps, won a bunch of awards. Played
Ah.
freshman year.
Good.
Became a dickhead sophomore year. Didn't play again. But
That's
played
exactly what I did. I quit all sports sophomore year in
I didn't
high
have the
school.
option.
I quit them
failed
all,
off.
bro.
But, played football growing up. Played minor league football when I was 19.
Okay.
I'm trying to think what else did I fucking play. Sucked at basketball. Never played soccer. I was too slow. Mostly, yeah, MMA was like the main sport. I was okay at.
Yeah, I mean, 15 years old, bro. That's
Yeah, I was a
15
Little
is pretty
scrapper.
young.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yo, like that is wild, bro. All right, so boxing. What's your record? Well, not record. How many fights do you have? That's all I care
I
about.
was just honestly just boxing. I was 3-0 as an amateur. I was
You're 3-0 as a pro right now, right?
2-0 as a pro.
2-0. So you have 5 boxing fights.
Yeah.
You've never lost a boxing fight.
Yeah,
How many?
Sweet.
How many MMA fights have you been?
And I'm 5-2.
So you have 7 MMA fights, and how many kickboxing fights do you have?
A lot of kickboxing. Off
Like
the
30?
Top of my head, I'm.
You think you're plus 50 total fights?
No, not there yet. 21-6 kickboxing. But I fought at like a.
Do you know
decent-
math? That's over 50 total fights.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. You said 7. You said
Maybe
5.
18-6.
You said 7, 5, and then you just said 20. What do you say? 20 what and 6?
20 and 6.
20 and 6.
That's
That's almost
26.
30 right there. All right, you're pushing. You need 3 more. You need like 3 or 4 more, I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
Damn, dude. That's a lot of cage time, a lot of ring time.
A few street fights growing up, a couple.
Yeah, that's the kind of guy
obviously,
you want in
you
your
gotta-
corner.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. That's the kind of guy. He knows what he's talking
Your
about.
Definitely not the
experiences.
best, but I definitely have like a lot of knowledge. I've seen a lot of so.
Yeah, I mean, fighting is all situational. Sometimes
100%, yeah.
the person's not actually better. The situation just worked, like Conor breaking his leg.
Right.
It was just a situation that just worked that so perfectly it happened.
Yeah, it just happened.
It makes me feel extremely comfortable when you're around because I know your level of experience. Like I feel like when I had you at Maverick, bro, or like that was one of the calmest I've ever been in the
Yeah,
back.
dude, I always tell people too, like it's like funny, like how like completely composed you are. Like as I've even told you before, like
He was very calm.
you have such a
sure.
big like the first couple times I saw you fight, you had such a big. I think you fought Keenan Forsey the first time I saw you
Yeah.
live, and you just had whole fucking place for you, and you looked just calm.
I'm chilling out
Just
back.
completely fine. Like at Maverick, you were absolutely looked like you were going for a stroll in the fucking park. Where was the last fight? Eric Chase, totally fine, going up in weight. It's genuinely like impressive to me because it's like me, I'm like borderline fucking suicidal.
So you want to know? So let me ask you something. Do you read?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You read self-help books, mental books.
No, I don't do that.
Okay.
What do you read? Novels?
So hold up. So
I
here,
read
look.
like
Before
I
you.
read like the corny like little Book of Five Rings type shit.
Okay.
Oh,
Before you
that's
met
that
me.
shit I read.
Yeah,
Before
that's-
you
yeah.
met me. So that's only
Some
really
people
the
think
fights.
it's corny. I don't know why.
It's not. Musashi, that's the samurai, right?
Yeah.
You've met me after Keenan. That was or before Keenan. That was
Before
it.
that, yeah. But
You didn't know any of my kickboxing experience, any of that. You knew who I was probably, but we didn't really like you didn't
I saw
like,
you
pay
fight a couple
attention or
times.
care
Yeah,
probably.
yeah.
Right? So I used to be like that. I've always had good composure in
first time I met you, you were wearing sunglasses inside
Where?
at Stellar.
Oh yeah, of course. On
I think
fight night.
Brandon was fighting
on fight-
Ryan Courtney.
All right, you talking about inside the arena? Oh, I was baked, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, when I pulled up to that bitch and I was tweaking because I was like my nerves started hitting me and I was high as fuck. I faced a blunt on the way to the fucking fights.
So I don't smoke in public.
And I yeah, but so it's like I threw the shades on, so I'm gonna do my thing. Like Marcus doing Marcus
Dude,
Pollock.
Mark gets high as
No, that's good. That guy, another story to dive in on him, but
yeah, he's
fuck.
my favorite person in the world.
Yeah, he's an awesome dude. So before then, bro, in the back, I was this kind of person. Like sports, I was very composed, always have been. But fighting had this put me in this state of mind of like just complete rage. Like when on fight night, like all I could think about was like wanting to eat eat somebody. Like I wanted to eat somebody's heart out, like rip their soul out, and like
same.
no sense of humor was around in my body. There was no sense of happiness, like in composure. It was just like I'm ready to unleash whatever the fuck I got inside my body and try to rip this man to bits. Like, and that's what I thought about all day long. So I was super on edge. Like when people would talk to me, I would never smile. I would never laugh. I was the guy in the back
Overly
who just sits
intense,
there, who just sit there tense as fuck, right? Like if somebody said a joke, I'd tell them to shut up because I don't want to hear humor.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to hear. I would literally tell Eric, my coach, he would crack a joke and I'd be like, "Can you shut the fuck up?"
Yeah.
Like, and that's just how it was, and I hated it, and I hated the aura it brought. Brandon hated it. That's why he always says he used to be a little asshole.
It's tense, yeah.
I used to be like that, and then Brandon put me onto this book. It's a mental health book. It's for people who perform at high levels and high atmospheres with high amounts of exposure and crowds type thing, right?
Right.
It's called the Alter Ego Effect.
Okay.
It's a fire book.
It's a great
Alter
book.
ego effect. Okay.
It's a
The
great
Alter
book.
Ego Effect, and it teaches you how to put yourself into that alter ego of being composed and like just killing shit, and like everything is just like second nature to you.
Right.
it's a step-by-step process of how to build this up. And basically, long story short, it doesn't ruin the book because it's not really that big of a deal, but you understand that your alter ego, that like the person that you create for yourself, that's your alter ego, is really just the true version of yourself.
Right.
Without all the side effects holding you back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like an actor.
It's almost you unlock a cheat code mentally, bro. And then what happens is when I wake up on fight day, bro, like I have my routine that I do in the morning. And from that moment, I'm just there. Like I'm good. Like
so it's gonna sound goofy, but like, do you get nerves, or you just kind of like?
My nerves go away when I experience things. So like every time I experienced, at first it was like, what's it like to get knocked out? I got knocked out. I don't fear it anymore.
Okay.
I've done this. I don't fear it anymore. Like when I experience something, that's when to me it's like, oh, okay, that wasn't so bad.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen? You've seen
What's the worst that could happen, right? And now I've come to this state of mind where it's like, I just like, it's just fun now.
Yeah,
it's just fun, and I don't like. I'm back there. Yeah, I might be like a little bit like, this one's gonna be. Wait, what's this one gonna be like?
Yeah,
but like,
it's still
but
exciting.
I'm more so excited to do it than I am like worried or anxious, right?
So he's come from a fighter to a martial artist.
Right.
Yeah,
and
it's not. Yeah.
Chael, I think Chael preaches this a lot, and I saw an episode of his podcast, Chael Sonnen. He was talking about how one of the mental coaches he had told him, when all your nerves start coming, start telling yourself that it's because you're excited, you're happy, and so SEALs will tell you, Navy SEALs will tell you that. Jocko talks about this on his podcast. Yeah. When your body gets butterflies, right, and you feel like you're outside of your extremities and stuff, kind of get like just like real. It's that different, you know what I mean? That different feeling.
It feels like your body's shutting down.
That is your body's natural nerve system to react to preparing for battle.
Yeah.
So what it's doing is it's taking all of the blood out of your extremities and everywhere else and filtering it into where it matters and where it needs to be used, because it knows that you're preparing for combat and battle.
Right.
And when they tell you that, it kind of helps you relax, understand like this is natural, this is normal. I'm supposed to feel like this, and I'm excited to do what I'm about to do. Sorry.
And speaking of that, you remember like back in the day where the Romans, I mean, where they fought before they particularly clashed, you have like maybe the general coming stat, giving them some motivational speech. Yeah. I think that's kind of the mathematics too, because he gets their nerves. Everybody who's scared now gets amped up that, this is exciting. Yeah. This is glory. This is claim it, all that good stuff.
No, right.
Yeah.
100%.
And I also just tell myself, dude, on Monday morning, if I lose, I don't care. I got to do what I did, what I love. I had fun. Everybody was there. My mom still. That's
the big thing Pat helped me out with a lot. That's helped me as a coach. Is like, bro, in the end, it's fun.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Fun. It's
like, you wouldn't be doing it if you didn't enjoy it.
When it goes the best, you're like,
probably the best film in the world. Right?
Yeah, you're like, this shit is. So like the end of the shitty part, you get knocked out, you lose, whatever. Your mom, your girlfriend, your best friend, they see you lose. But guess what? On Monday morning, your mom, your girlfriend, your best friend, they all still love you. They don't give a fucking damn if you won or lost that fight. And the internet and everybody else by the next Monday doesn't even care. Nobody's caring. Nobody talks about it years later. Like, you might have memes and videos of it and shit, but like, and it goes proof to show. Dustin Poirier Conor, right? Like when he got embarrassed the first time after, like Conor was talking all that shit, and Dustin was like, saying whatever, and then Conor embarrassed his ass, right? Mm-hmm. And then here he is years later doing the same thing back to him.
Yeah, you gotta
any man can be that man that night. Nobody is gonna be you could be the baddest person on this planet. You could have an off night.
I think it's just all ego.
You can have an off night. Yeah, somebody can have you.
Everybody has one. It's just having the
It's
healthy,
fighting. It's 50-50. No matter what. From the moment the bell rings, it's 50-50. You might get something lucky. I might get something lucky. I might do something skillful. You might do something skillful. But at the end of the day, the outcome is just 50-50. And we do what we love. That's it.
It's good. It sounds kind of like maybe like anybody that's not a somewhat sore loser is just a fucking loser in my opinion. But like also...
Yeah,
it's good to have. Like
I agree with that.
It's good to have like a healthy relationship with losing. I've seen people lose and it's like completely altered their fucking life, and it's like, it's a type of loss that's not even that big of a fucking deal in the big picture.
Just take it as learning, and it's not like, losing.
It's just
learn.
You have to have that health. If you're gonna do something you cannot accept losing, it's dangerous at that point.
Yeah, because and the way I see losing, I think I kind of ask questions. Like, where did I fuck up?
How do I fix it?
Yeah, I think that's a lot of people don't have. When they lose, they just see that like, oh, it's my problem. Is this problem? Is that problem?
They don't ever acknowledge like why
did I fuck up? Like every relationship I've ever been in, for instance, with women, even when it ended, I always ask myself, like,
Instead of fuck her.
is
it's like,
what did I do wrong? Because you played a role, whether you like it or not.
That's something I could probably learn a little bit about. actually.
We all played a role. It takes two people to tango.
100%. Self-reflection.
Like with fighting, you get in there. This guy knows like everything you know. That's the thing with fighting. It's so crazy. You get in with someone who knows everything.
He's
you know.
trained too.
He's sleeping, breathing, eating, thinking about you 24/7 for 2 months.
Yeah.
That's why I always crack up at like the guys that like, I just want to
proud.
try one. I'm like, dude, you're trying one with a guy that fucking is training and cutting weight and has a coach and wants to fucking like hurt you. Like, it's like you don't just try to fight. Like, you do it or you don't.
I want to try one.
Thank you.
There was one guy
Vince.
that
Thank you.
I was at a boxing gym out in Essex for a while, and there was this big fat fuck heavyweight, but he was like good. Like, he was like good and fat. And like, I don't know why I just keep saying he's fat. He was fat. He was hitting the bag, and he was like, oh man, and he was like sharp. And I like asked the guy at the time, his name was Ishmael Arvin. I was like, dude, has he ever like fought before? He's like, oh yeah, he's a pro back in the day. He had one pro fight though, and he got knocked the fuck out. And then I looked up his record, and his one professional fight, his fucking, I'm gonna try it. I think he had a couple amateur fights.
Yeah.
But his one professional fight was against Deontay Wilder. So it's like,
oh
fuck.
no,
You know what I mean? Like, you just don't wanna kinda, like,
Deontay's he's a giant.
yeah, and he just,
Imagine getting
apparently he just nuked him out in like one round, and I'm like, you know, I get it.
Like 90% of
You
his
never
fight.
know when you're fucking running into that guy. You know what I mean?
Right. And for everyone who's watching, Ghost Watchers, subscribe, like, don't just watch, subscribe, like, and show support. Comment, tell us what we could do better. We need all that that review.
Yeah.
Yes. I wanted to touch a little bit on like you losing, right? You were talking about losing and learning from your losses, right? So for me, my biggest game changer, right, and this is right before I read that book, is I lost to Doug Addison, got knocked the fuck out. I knew exactly why I lost. I was in that mindset of being in the back, just too locked in, too locked out of what everybody was telling me, not listening to my coaches. Like, I was just focused on my rage. I wasn't focused on the game plan, the tactics, because the rage works for people who suck.
Right.
When you start getting into dudes who have game plans with tactical coaches and tactical game plans and actual high-level skill sets, you're not getting away with that shit.
No,
Yep.
100%.
They're going to pick you apart. Right. So I figured that out from that night, and I'm so glad it happened. I got put on my ass in front of everybody I know and love. Don't remember the night at all, but I do remember being a complete cunt and asshole in the back. I remember not listening to my coaches, and I remember not listening to my coaches when I was in the cage.
Yeah.
I just went into this completely euphoric place. I just wanted to kill, and like everything, the tunnel, I couldn't hear nothing. All I thought was like, I need to like end this man's life. Did you see where I pushed him down?
Yeah.
And I tried to head kick him when he's sitting on the ground because that's the mind I was
emotion.
in.
But you were also young. It was your first.
I was.
Or that TSD pumping.
and that for me, I was like, okay, I need to listen. I need to calm down. Right. I needed to be composed. So I went on this complete venture dive of like composure. Right. So that's why you see that so much, and probably one of the most best things that you see out of me is because I took such a dive into that realm.
Yeah, that losing changed you.
I had to do that because I knew that I did not want to feel like that again. It's one thing if I go out there and fought my heart out and did everything I could do and do the best and I get finished. That's whatever, it happens, right?
Yeah.
But like I was just a fucking idiot. Like I was just a kid with an ego, testosterone, got emotional.
Yeah, you could have won, and all you had to do was listen.
I realized the Bruce Lee, fuck you. I realized that Bruce Lee saying straight up, like, don't get emotional in a fight. Anger is fucking, whatever the hell it is, like, angry fighter's a losing fighter. I felt that, and I was like, I can never feel that again. If I get hit hard, I have to tell myself, laugh it off. Smile
That's
it off.
what I did too.
Enjoy it, accept it, respect it, and move on. Don't fucking get lost in the shit because that's when shit starts going south and it's just.
And you know something I found out too about fighting? If you keep a straight face, like just maintain a balance, you're hard to read.
And it makes you like a lot calmer. Like just keep it calm. Yeah, it keeps the heart rate
you
down.
hard to read. Some people you could tell when they want to hit you.
Down. That's a
just
good
because
one.
of their facial expression, you could tell when they really like when they want to hit you.
They want to hit you.
Yeah, when they want to hit you and stuff. You could just tell off the way they're wild.
I stole that from you.
Stole
that from you. The just being like super relaxed here with my hands and just not tensing up for shit.
Yeah, I try not to like make a face.
Like your shit is so just like you go from stationary to. It's there. It's there. There is no like in between. No, there is no like, you see just that little even
the way I'm moving, it almost looks like I'm just being like very like plotting, but then I'll throw like 4 hard shots.
Even when people do just like if they clench their fist.
You see it,
yeah. You're open palmed and it's just bam, it's there. That's the key shit right there.
Big thing I've been working on too to my boy Steve Sparks been helping me out with a lot is like
Yeah, he's an awesome guy.
He's a fucking
Fucking,
tanker,
I love him. He's cool.
Bro, we all get into the habits, like, we're really cracking pads, really cracking front. We're like, ha, 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 ha. Like, we're, like, fucking banging. But, like, you don't realize how much breath that takes to come back in. Like, ah. You know what I mean? That's like a big breath, and it's like you're basically hyperventilating yourself. So, when you're landing them hard shots, just kind of breathe and making as much noise. Maybe the last shot you can make a little more noise.
Okay.
I was like kind of burning myself.
So
out
you've been
control my breathing.
Okay, so that's another thing I took from you. I started exhaling a lot more excessively now.
Yeah, okay.
And I do feel it.
Singles.
No, I feel it.
Yeah.
I feel where I feel more exhausted now than when I used to kind of just like relax my breathing. So, and especially on the pads.
It's fucking impossible to do every shot. But like it is like he's like, you should be, when you're throwing your shots, you should
maybe like the last one, really let it out. Yeah,
because if you really think, like, if I call like a 1, 2, 3 low kick and you're like, ha 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 ha, it's like, bro, you have to like take all that breath back in. It's like, it's kind of
Pace yourself.
Yeah. Breathing is cardio. Like if you have good breathing, you can manage not having great cardio.
That's actually true.
Yeah.
And with breathing too, even breathing comes mentally too. Yeah.
Staying calm too.
Yeah, because when you're and
Yeah.
everything just goes out the window.
You're fucking, like he's saying, staying composed. Like if you're fucking nervous and you're in great shape, you're better off being in kind of shit shape and just being calm.
You know something that helps me with that is swimming.
Swimming helps you, okay.
Yeah, because I'm scared of the water.
Okay.
Most
Are you
people
good
don't
at
know
swimming?
this. No.
Because I don't know how to swim.
I'm decent. I'm not gonna drown. Yeah,
I can swim.
but I can't swim for a long
I
distance.
feel like it's like a great.
Because I'm scared of water.
Scared of
People don't know this. I'm scared. I actually don't like
Okay.
deep water.
Okay.
That's why one of my life goals is to actually go deep sea diving. I gotta conquer that fear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to go under there and actually just be there and see.
I dated a fucking lifeguard for 8 years and I still can't fucking swim. So,
You can't swim, bro.
dude, I should call the police on her. Yeah, she. Fucking, I can't swim at all. If you throw me into a 6 foot,
He's a rock.
a 6 foot 1 inch pool.
That's that Baltimore for
I'm
you.
dying.
That's that Baltimore for you.
I
bro.
can
City life.
defense,
Never
but I can't
swim that water.
I didn't know you couldn't swim, bro. We going to the pool all summer. Let's go.
Dude, it better be.
I'm
It better be
teaching
a
you.
5 foot sign because I'm just 5'11". So
We're
we're
gonna
going to 6 foot.
Hey,
Fuck.
we're gonna start at 5 foot.
And then we're gonna progress.
move you
Yeah.
up.
I'll be fucking like this the whole time, dude.
Be a little doggy paddle.
So my thing is I could swim backwards better than swimming forward. Like I
Really?
could swim facing this way better than
okay.
this way.
Shit.
It's so
I
weird.
like swimming backwards.
It's so
more, too.
weird.
It's easier.
Yeah, I could swim this way other than this way. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't fucking.
Like, I feel safer because my nose is just there.
Instead of
It's so
down,
weird.
okay,
Yeah, instead of
yeah,
down,
yeah,
like
okay, I
I
got
don't want to see anything under there.
Oh yeah, dude, fuck.
Yeah, dark water is weird. Like being in the ocean.
I'm
Shit,
telling
you
you,
don't know what's
bro.
around you. That's just a fear
Because
of mine.
everything that could fuck you up is in there.
It's in the water.
Everything.
There's nothing like on the sand that's gonna fuck me up. It's
Yeah.
just the water.
Everything. It's someone made this joke and said
And I'm gonna be honest. I piss in pools. Like I have no problem saying that. Like I pee in every pool I've ever been in.
okay.
So I just feel like the idea of me like swimming in a pool that I have to like go.
It's a lot of
under,
piss in there.
It's a lot of piss. You know, I don't.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta stay out of the water. I don't know. I just piss in pools, man.
So my thing is like you really think about the water, and there was this comedy that came out one time that says people go attacked by a shark close to the shoreline.
Mm-hmm.
And a guy was like, "Okay, where are they gonna get attacked before? Is a shark gonna come on land?" They went in there. That's why they got attacked.
Yeah.
And where do humans go when they go in the water? The shoreline.
The shoreline, yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So
They're right
it
fucking
makes
there.
perfect sense. If you
They're
don't want
right.
to fuck with the sharks,
No.
just don't go in there.
Just stay away from the sharks.
Yeah, because I'm scared of the water, bro.
Ocean City, like I don't mind hopping in the water, but I was in Miami recently. I was in South Carolina.
That's a
recently.
different story.
Bro, there's
There's some
hanging out.
tropical shit out there.
They're just hanging out.
Yeah, they're
Sharks
chilling.
with wings.
Yeah,
and shit. Like,
wings
good.
and shit.
What the hell?
With wings
Sharks
and
are like the least of your worries. It's the little stuff. Like you
What?
could step on like some form of octopus and it just fucks up your whole leg.
True.
Yeah, it's like the little stuff you don't even see. That's why the
Yeah.
ocean is so weird.
Dude, the ocean sucks.
All right. Well, we're
Nothing
an
else.
hour in. I'm gonna close the show out by. I want to finish with 2 big questions for you, but I just want to give one more shout out to our sponsor, Miles Moffett Construction.
Mr. Miles Moffett, my
They hook you up,
sensei.
crack filling, seal coating, line striping for driveways,
Everything
parking
asphalt.
lots.
Everything asphalt.
He's the man. He takes care of it. You can go check him out on Facebook. I'll put his phone number on the screen as well. He does a lot of local businesses. He's great work. Great guy. He's also our jiu-jitsu instructor.
Very,
so shout
very
out.
knowledgeable guy about live. Everything he does, he really hones in on the details. So
Yes, he
Miles is the
does.
guy to walk with. Always.
Uncle
always.
Scooch. That's what we call
Uncle
him.
Scooch, the professor.
All right. So, Vince,
What is it?
I want to know what, out of all the years you've been doing martial arts, 15 years, what was the coolest moment, memory, experience, whatever you want to call it, and why? You could take some time to think about it if you need to, because I know you got a lot of years under you.
That's a hard question.
Like
Now,
the
like
moment,
personal moment, or like
it could be either. It could be you. It could be something that happened for somebody else that you were a part of. Anything to do with fighting or martial arts. What was like one of the awesomest moments or feelings ever? And it could be something that might be little to other people, but to you it meant more because of whatever you were going through at the time, whatever it may be.
I got a couple, I guess. I mean, like, so example, like when guys that I coach win something, that like means a lot to me. Like when Keon won his first belt, that meant a shit ton to me.
You were a softie that night. When you saw me and Keon come back with our belts,
no.
bro.
Honestly, not even that night. So
You're talking about different. I thought that was his first one.
And like, he got a little emotional because like I knew what he was going through leading up to it. And it was just like it was cool to see that. It was cool to see my boy Sean. Like he's over there. He's fighting on Stellar June 24th. He's had 2 back surgeries. There ain't a motherfucker in his family that likes the idea of him in fighting.
I was talking about that today. He's a savage.
But,
I love Sean.
Like he got his first belt. That was cool to see. Like just seeing guys come from the ground up is super fucking rewarding to me. I have 2 stories, I guess. One was my first fight back, which was in Orlando.
That's what I was gonna ask you.
That was my first fight back.
Orlando Muay Thai.
Yeah, it's the World Classic tournament. Like I just did it kind of on a whim. I fought kind of with an injury, and I just wanted to fight again. See if I still could get the nerves out.
How was that?
You clean shot,
I
didn't
felt
you?
good. Yeah, I smashed him. Like,
He clean shot. I know it.
But that was just like I got really emotional after the fight, kind of like a bitch, because I was like, "Fuck, man!" Like I made it back because there was just like a couple year period where I was just like, there was like a 6-month period after the concussion. I was like, dude, some guy grabs my girlfriend's ass, I'm gonna fucking I can't take a punch. It's like, dude, it was like a fucking weird feeling.
You were thinking about all scenarios.
It was a weird feeling, man. Like it was just like if we had a speed bump, it was just like such like irrational PTSD about shit. The next one was just the pro debut, and I don't mean to be paying the time.
You're okay. It happens. We do it too. He does it really fucking bad.
Right.
It was just the pro debut and at Maryland Live back in August, and it wasn't because it was some like beautiful fucking knockout performance. I knocked a lot of guys out as an amateur, but it was a 4-round decision. I won. It was cool because it was the first fight my dad saw in 7 years. The last time my dad saw me fight was the only fight I ever got stopped in. I got head kicked.
Oh,
I got a doctor. I got a head kicked in the first round. It was a doctor stoppage in the 4th round. Because I was just like,
that was big
not
for you.
There, yeah. So like that was the last time he saw me fight. He had a bunch of reasons he couldn't come see me fight. We had like a weird relationship for a couple years, but he made it out to the pro debut. Had like 200 tickets sold. Like all my boys were there. It was just like a genuinely like. I remember like walking away from everybody at one point in the night. And I was like, okay, that was cool. Like it was just like that's enough for me.
The deep breath, dude, the legendary deep breath after the fight, where you sit down and you're like.
I think my girl at the time called me. She was like, "Where are you at?" And I'm like, "I'm good." I just wanted to like kind of like have myself.
Give me space.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing, man. That's awesome. Yeah,
just seeing people come from the ground up is another thing. Guys like Marcus Pollock, like that guy's the fucking nut that we know. He's a savage. He's like 15-1 now, but like just the dude wasn't very good when he joined the gym, and it's like he's kind of changed his whole identity from the shit. That's cool to see. Stuff like that is just like I have a very rewarding job. Like I'm not a this is very rewarding.
Right.
You're a lot more caring of a dude than people would probably put off or look at you.
I feel like if I act like I'm caring, you're not caring.
I think that you are totally somebody who cares a lot more about other people than you care about yourself. That's awesome. Dude. That's what makes you a great fucking coach, and that's why I appreciate you so much for being on the show, being my coach, my striking coach.
Thank you for having me in your corner, man.
Teaching a beautiful fucking seminar today.
What was the second question? You had 2 questions.
No, I said why, and you kind of answered that. Yeah. So
okay, cool.
Yeah, you
great seminar today.
Thank you, man. I'm glad you guys had me. It was
great.
I had a lot of fun.
This was awesome.
I was mad at myself for being late. Time just went by so fast.
You're good, man.
And the drills.
The time, 2-hour seminar, that shit flew.
I'm gonna do those shit on the bag.
Yeah.
That was sick. Fuck yeah, dude.
I had a lot of fun. Like I feel like the group was like a good group today.
Oh, solid.
It was a good group. It was a good vibe. Everything.
Yeah, there's a lot
very
of
supportive.
I've never
very supportive.
And honestly, like some of the classes I've taken on ground control are about like, probably bigger. But it was just like I was just nervous. Like none of you guys, aside from you guys, know me. So it's like a little nervous coming in.
Yeah, our group is
there's
very
a lot
supportive.
of love and respect and support from our people for you, bro, because they understand what you got to offer.
And that's because
really
you guys are shouting me out, like they see how good you are, and you're giving me all the credit you want to give me. But I mean, like that's
I wish I could give you more. I don't even share my stuff sometimes, you asshole.
When we make that UFC walk, I'll
Las Vegas.
Yes, sir.
Yo.
I'm getting arrested when we go to Vegas, dude.
That's fine. I'll bail you out. I'll have a big check then.
I'm fucking.
There's one more thing I want to fucking say.
We got to put that out there. We got to say $5,000 or up to $10,000 to actually bail Vince out whenever we go to Las Vegas.
Dude, they might never bail me out, dude.
We gonna get you out.
Once you get that fight
even if we had to pull like like a heist.
Brandon
We
knows
gotta-
people.
We
Brandon
gotta
called
slip
me.
in there.
Brandon's gotta help
fast
me.
up.
Yeah, Brandon
we got the people.
Brandon Hudson and John Rollo got to fucking help me out that night because I'm fucking up somewhere for sure.
But yeah, man, fucking Vince Mosca, guys. Give it
Hey.
up for our special guest today. Is there a clap thing on here, man?
I'll clap.
We just clap together.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it,
Thank
man.
you guys for having me, man.
This is the dude right here. You know, if you're in the Eastern
The
Shore
man, the meat,
and you
the
want to learn some
legend.
fucking good ass kickboxing, or not Eastern Shore, Baltimore. You know, they're in Baltimore, Ground Control, Pulaski Highway.
Pulaski Highway, yes.
That's the location.
It's a very classy area. There's a motel that I shouldn't say that.
Something weird going on over there in that motel.
It's a really nice area, I promise.
yeah.
There's a strip club called the Gold Club right down the street from there. And
Okay.
last time I was there was midget strippers, and one of the midget
What?
strippers fell off the bar, knocked herself out, and had to get taken out in an ambulance. And she was probably the hottest stripper there, if I'm being honest.
Wait. I feel like we just went from 0 to 100 real quick.
We did. That's part of. Hey, that's Vince. That's Vince, man.
Hey. So if you ever go across the bridge, you know where to train. Nowhere
Control,
else.
then
Ground
Gold
control. Shout out ground control. I've been there. Pfft, I love that place. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
it's a beautiful atmosphere you
It
created
is.
there,
It
man.
is.
Hats
Smells
off
of
to
sweat.
you, dude.
That's how you know
Smells
it's
of
good.
sweat and
That's how you know it's good. If your gym don't smell of sweat, you're not working out enough.
Well, it's been a beautiful episode. Nosa, do what you do. Close us the fuck out with some motivation, man.
Yeah, we go again. Puncher Podcast. Another episode done. 5 with Vince Mosca. Love this man. He brings everything to the table. He's talked about his struggles. Yes, the man, the myth, the legend. Learn from it, boys. So to shout out to everybody out there. Just putting this out there that if someone could come out of everything Vince has come out of and is here, sitting here today, live and direct, that you could basically go through anything and bring yourself out of it. So whatever you're going through, understand that you can always pull yourself out of. And if you find yourself in a hole, the first thing you should actually ask yourself is, have I dug deep enough? I should stop digging. So bring yourself out, pull yourself out. The world needs you. You need you. We all need you. Stay blessed, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It was awesome. Great job, boys. Let's go get fucking drunk.
Let's get a quick selfie.
Selfie!
Selfie.
Make sure you send me those.